From the Martyrs Memorial we were taken to the next scheduled stop. We enjoyed the drive through the socialist paradise, though it was a bit fast to prevent us from taking photos of all those shy locals. The guides, watched us like hawks to make sure we did not take too many pictures. If you're wondering what this pointy thing is, you can keep wondering more. All I will tell you for now is that despite being over 300 meters tall and in the middle of the capital city, the DPRK government for several years airbrushed it out of photos and postcards, took it off maps, and even maintained that this thing didn't exist. Forget about the Gestapo guides taking you there. But more about that later. We stopped at what the guide described as a local restaurant, and yet we didn't get to see any locals there. I purchased a North Korean-made soft drink, and I think if any radioactive material was ever stolen from the notorious nuclear weapons labs, surely it made its way into this bottle. Even though Danger is my middle name, I decided to give it a miss after the first sip. Then we got going to another bullshit attraction, the birthplace of Kim Il-sung.
What do you think, Ian?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Do you feel
slightly intimidated by the camera lens on me, but still beautiful.
Don't worry, you should not be as intimidated by this camera as you should be by the little undercover midget in front of you.
The leader being more holy than baby Jesus, the place is now a shrine, and we heard many stories about how Kim Il-sung did this and did that and was the poorest and yet best and awesomest and nicest and cutest, and just before I vomited I thought, here they are telling us about how dirt poor the family was and how they barely survived, yet they managed to have family portraits taken, not a very cheap endeavor in the 1920s Korea. This place was so fake, might as well come with a Made in Korea label. Oh, wait, it does. Well, whatever. Fake or not, everyone is celebrating the great leader's life and everyone is wearing a Kim Il-sung pin in their jacket. I kid you not, every single adult we saw has this pin. Everybody. This is just nuts. An interesting tidbit I picked up from the guide was that if someone loses their Kim Il-sung pin, no pin, they will be in a lot of trouble. Nice one.
So now here you are in the sports village. On both sides you can see the indoor stadia, many indoor stadia such as boxing, lifting, swimming.
Is this for schools, for children, or for everyone?
For athletes.
Athletes, okay.
Athletes, for the sports players. So Pyongyang has a blue river as well.
Afterwards, we were taken to the Taedong River, where we got to tour USS Pueblo, a proud centerpiece of North Korean victory over the evil Americans. On January 23, 1968, the Pueblo, an American intelligence gathering ship, was boarded and captured by the DPRK Navy. The exact location of the incident is disputed, with the Americans claiming it occurred in the international waters, while the North Koreans swear on Grandma's grave that it was in their territory. Wherever it happened, due to insufficient training and poor planning, the crew was captured and held for 11 months. The North Korean propaganda machine had an awesome good time with this, showing photos of the ship and its crew to everyone, until they discovered that the US imperialist aggressors were flipping the bird in a lot of the pics. The commanding officer of the Pueblo was tortured to make him confess. The Koreans didn't know English well enough to write the confession, so they had the captain write it himself. They verified the meaning of his words, but they failed to catch the pun when he said, "We peon the DPRK, we peon the Korean people. We peon their great leader Kim Il-sung." Peon is a noun, meaning a song of praise or joy. However, it sounds identical to the verb peon, as in take a piss. we got to watch an informative video which relied quite heavily on the phrase US imperialist aggressors.
Leader Kim Jong-il said as follows. The brave seamen of our People's Army captured Pueblo, the armed spaceship of the US imperialists, which was conducting espionage in our territorial waters, and over 80 aggressors on board a ship. It was a severe punishment to the US imperialist aggressors who violated the sovereignty of our country. Pueblo, armed spaceship of the US imperialists. This is Pueblo, armed spaceship of the US imperialist aggression forces captured by our seamen on January the 23rd, 1968. These are the crewmen of Pueblo. There were 83, including 6 officers. But one of them was killed at the time of capture as he attempted to resist. The report on the capture of Pueblo excited the world. A foreign reporter said, "The capture of a U.S. warship by other nation is a surprising event."
From the Pueblo we drove to the fountain park in the city center, but were once again told not to take pictures of the locals, only the scenery.
No photo, Rogan!
From the fountain park, we went for a short stroll through some nice parkland near the Supreme People's Assembly building. This is the Parliament building where hundreds of overjoyed clappers loudly applaud dear leaders' decisions and rubber stamp them into law. Then in front of the Korean Revolution Museum, we stumbled upon yet another bronze statue, the 65-foot-high Mansudae Grand Monument. Built in 1972 for His Majesty's 60th birthday, this statue supposedly was originally covered in gold, but it was later removed at the insistence of the Chinese, who were, and are, heavily subsidizing North Korea and could not justify such show. This might be a rumor though, although a pretty good one. And yes, you guessed it, we applied more flowers to the oversized Mr. Kim. Step, step, bow! But anyway, a 65-foot statue for your birthday? Just get a goddamn cake, dude! This monument is an obligatory stop on all tours of Pyongyang and is one of the holiest sites in the city, with thousands of North Koreans paying their respects to their great leader each day. You have to give it to the North Koreans though, they sure as hell know how to make cool statues. In fact, they have been exporting them to other countries, possibly the most significant export alongside weapons and refugees. We were told not to fuck around when taking photos. No cute poses, no smiling, no goofing off, no humping the statue or any of that stuff.
No, it's a piercing! Flowers for great leader, not a hooker!
Here's an easy reference tool to guide you through your photo taking with the great leader. Boring photos, yes. Photos of you bowing, yes. Hands in pockets, no. Too casual, no. Looking away disinterested, no. Too imperialistic, no ho 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 ho. This one is better, and there you go, that is the one.
Take photo now!
A few hundred meters behind the giant leader, we saw the Chollingma statue, a huge bronze Pegasus which is found in Korean mythology and heavily relied on by the DPRK propaganda machine. This motif appears all over the place. Under me fat thing, me under me fat thing. Under me fat thing, she under me. Under me fat thing, me under me fat thing. Under me fat thing, she under me.